Hello, mucho buenos. Charles Cooper, instructor, NCTC, American National Government. Just want to do a real quick review for our second graded written assignment. You were to look up using the link provided in the modules, right, Cha. You were to look up the people that represent you at the national, state, and local levels, and then you were to adopt one of those office holders and write a reflection piece, a fairly detailed reflection piece on which of those office holders came the closest to believing the same stuff that you guys that you believe in as an individual. And the vast majority of you, I was really impressed with some of your reflections. Some of y'all didn't realize just how Republican the state offices were. Some of y'all noticed that Ted Cruz and John Cornyn, our two senators, don't see eye to eye, even though they're both Republicans and they're both from the state of Texas. There's a little bit of a disparity in their views on certain topics and issues. So I was really happy to see that there was some real thinking going on, some real reflecting going on, and that was really exciting. As far as sort of there were a couple things that tripped us up. One, some of y'all were writing down a very extensive list of representatives, especially at the state and local levels, of these elected officials, and you didn't catch the fact that, for example, you might write down 5 different state representatives, and you wrote down their 5 different districts. And I was asking in this assignment specifically for you to find your representative at the state level, and that's it. You didn't have to find any number of representatives or the 5 representatives that were closest to you or anything like that. So by adding extra office holders to your list, to me it felt like you were doing some cutting and pasting, or you didn't quite understand the assignment, or you didn't ask clarifying questions about the assignment. So some points were taking off because of that, and especially some of the judges, some of the state level judges, it just seemed like some people were just throwing in handfuls of offices without really looking into whether those offices represented you and your location, like your specific address. And I certainly don't know where you guys live, but when I see 4 or 5 judges with separate jurisdictions, then I know that they can't all be your judge because they all represent different geographic areas. So just be careful about that. The assignment was particular to your location, and I was wanting you to get to know your representatives to the degree that you could with this assignment. The other thing that tripped us up a little bit was I was asking you to adopt a specific office holder and talk about who you sided with the most, which one of your politicians reflects best your political opinion. And I didn't care if it was at the state, local, or federal level. Just talk about how you felt better represented by one person versus another one. And so for a few people, I got some general sort of ruminations and general reflections on your own political beliefs, but you never tied it into your representatives, and so some points were taken off of that. But all in all, great reflection, great research, loved what I saw. Let's take a look at what's coming up for the remainder of the semester. Okay, so we're at November 9th, which is Chapter 11 interest groups. We're going to be moving into Chapter 12 next week, and then, of course, the Chapter 12, or rather the Module 6 exam. And then we've got sort of a goofy schedule coming up with Thanksgiving splitting Chapters 13 and 14. And so what I've done is I'm supposed to give you assignments for that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the Thanksgiving week. And so that's what I did. But I'm not making them due until the end of the next week. So basically for Chapter 14, you've got 2 weeks to take care of that work. So please take advantage of that. I get that if I assign something to you on Monday or Tuesday of this Thanksgiving holiday week, you're going to be out of town, you're visiting family, that kind of stuff. And so that's why you essentially have 2 weeks to take care of one chapter. And then early December, we wrap up the semester. So congratulations. The final assignment is not going to be based on a chapter. I'm a huge believer that reflection on your learning is what really congeals and pulls your thinking together. The best thinking, the best learning, the deepest learning happens when we reflect on our learning. And so the last assignment of the semester is going to be a 3-minute video tutorial that's going to be due by midnight the 11th. So because you have 2 weeks to do chapter 14, go ahead and take advantage of that extra time and start thinking about your 3-minute video tutorial. I'll send out the specific instructions and the rubric coming up pretty soon. I think I've already got it posted, but if I don't, I'll have it posted soon. And basically what you're going to do is take any topic, and so that can be a chapter, that can be a unit, that can be a group of ideas, and you're going to create a 3-minute video tutorial for students that I'll have next semester in this course. So you are now the teacher at the end of this semester. I'm looking for thoroughness, I'm looking for connections, I'm looking for citations. I'm not looking for a PowerPoint. Now, you can do a PowerPoint if you want and do a screencast like I'm doing right now with screencast-o-matic.com, but I'm not looking for a slide where you simply read off of the slide. I'm looking for you to have some visuals in your video tutorial, reflect on the visuals, and kind of give more information as if you really were tutoring a student. I want you to anticipate questions that this student might have. So if you're throwing out checks and balances, like what misunderstandings did you have when you were learning some of these topics that you can go ahead and assume students next semester are going to have, and then go through and explain that in your video tutorial. Now, it's only 3 minutes long, but 3 minutes is plenty. This is not the first semester I've done this assignment. I've done this for about 4 or 5 years to varying degrees, and it's worked out really well. So you're the teacher. You're not reading whatever's on the screen. You are instructing, you are anticipating, and you are helping out this fictitious student become an expert, or at least more knowledgeable in whatever it is, whichever topic you choose. I'm going to set up a wiki where you jump in, you grab your topic, and nobody else can do that topic. So if you're doing Chapter 3 Federalism, nobody else is going to be able to do that. Now, this is going to be your final exam grade, and so you've got a really good chance. What is this? November 9th, and that will be due December 11th. So you've got a month to put together a 3-minute video tutorial, knock it out of the ballpark, and get a 100 on this assignment. And that will, if you had some issues with one of these module exams earlier in the semester, this is a great way to get that, to pump that grade up. Okay, so there we are, running into the latter, 1/4 of the semester. Great job, those of you that have stuck it out. And as always, tweet me at Thrasymachus on Twitter, send me an email through the Canvas email system. I think we call it something different. It's like notifications or something. But anyway, contact me whenever you have a need, and I will get to you as quickly as possible. Thank you.